Hi, it's Igna and welcome back to my channel to a new video. So, first of all, I wanted to apologize for the quick break I took last week. Some of you may have noticed I didn't post a video, and if you didn't, that's alright. I'm just glad that you're watching this. So yeah, I just haven't been feeling as motivated with life and everything, but I decided to stick through it because I think that talking about the topic that I wanted to talk about today is so important. So I decided to toughen up and get through it. And the topic I wanted to talk about today is one that is very near and dear to my heart and one that I see a lot of in the comments, so I decided it was finally time to talk about it. And that is self-love and acceptance. Confidence in my own skin has been a really long and hard journey, and it's definitely one that hasn't come to an end yet. But I'm trying my best, and I do have some advice and some experience that I'd like to share with you guys that I think will help anyone, regardless if you have any kind of birth condition or not. I think every one of us has their own demons and their own insecurities and their own everything, regardless of how we were born. But especially in the case of people who have disabilities or are born with birth conditions, I think it might be a bit harder sometimes because ever since we are kids, we're told by society that we are born with a mistake. I mean, disabled literally means that we're not able to do something. And if you think about the word a birth condition, most people use birth defect or malformation, at least in Spanish. So that definitely is strong language to use. The thing is, I know Molly Burke did a video about why she didn't like to be called differently abled. But for me, I just don't like my ear being called a birth defect because by definition that means that it's a weakness, and I don't think my condition makes me weaker, and if anything I think it has made me stronger in so many different ways.
Hi, so voiceover Igna here. I just wanted to quickly clear up some stuff because now that I'm editing the video I realized that I kind of went over Molly's video really quickly, so I just wanted to clarify some things. First of all, I think that the position Molly takes about language and talking about differently abled people is honestly super interesting, and I definitely believe she is completely right about that, and the way she puts it is honestly so smart and eye-opening. I really recommend you watch that video if you haven't. And at the same time, just the same way she said that she didn't speak for everyone in the disabled community, I'm not talking about everyone in the birth conditions community, and especially in my case where I have a Microtia, it's definitely not the same as a larger disability, so definitely take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But yeah, for me, I never really thought about the term differently abled as something that is kind of like offensive and like diminishes all the challenges people with disabilities face. And honestly, I just didn't like using the word, but I definitely don't think I'm uncomfortable with the idea of disability, because for a while I did consider my ear a disability, and to some extent it is, so I'm just not sure about that. I mean, I've always been very straightforward about people calling my ear by what it is. I hate it when my parents say like, oh, your little ear. Like, no, I have an ear with Microtia, or I don't have an ear. Just like I'm always very straightforward with it, so I'm definitely like, I don't know what, I'm still processing everything that Molly said basically. So yeah, I definitely recommend you checking the video out. And now back to my video.
And I honestly don't know what my life would be if it wasn't for my ear, because it has been something that has generated a lot of drive within me to do things and to make a difference in the world. But it's hard, especially in media, and that's why I decided to start my YouTube channel, because if you look up Microtia in Google, the only thing that comes up are either treatment options, before and after pictures of surgery, of ear reconstruction, and resources for parents of newborn kids with Microtia who are freaking out about their kid's condition, which I think is completely normal, and I think it's great that those resources are out there. But it definitely sends a very strong message that it's just something that's wrong and that needs to be fixed. I, for one, know that I don't want to have any surgery to fix my ear, and that's because of personal reasons. But sometimes I definitely wish there was something more out there for me to look into, and a place to connect with people who have birth defects, and not that the only thing that comes up when you look up my condition is how to fix it. Because I think that what that does to our brains, or at least what that did to me growing up, is to make me think that it was something that needed to be fixed and something that needed to be hid. My parents tried their best to teach me that that was not the case. They never stopped me from wearing a ponytail because it would show my ear or something. But there were definitely times where I felt self-conscious, and other people in my life made me feel that way, that I had to hide this part of me. For example, I particularly remember this one time growing up where I wanted to be in television. I've always wanted to be in entertainment, like every little kid, I think. And I wanted to be on TV. So I talked to my aunt who worked in business and publicity at the time. And I told her that I wanted to maybe be in a commercial someday, because little kids are in commercials all the time, right? And I will never ever in my life forget that she looked at me and said, "Yeah, sure, you can be in a commercial, just maybe not as a ballerina, because a ballerina would have to have their hair up in a bun and they would be able to see your ear." And that honestly crushed my soul and made me feel so terrible, knowing that my condition, something that I had no say over, was limiting what I could and couldn't do. And that stuck with me ever since, and I think that's what another of the reasons that I decided to start this channel. I want my channel to do good so I can show people that my ear doesn't define me, and that regardless of it, I can still make it in the entertainment industry, even when people say that it's so looks driven and that they don't like people who are different. Because I know that people are making it otherwise, and I know that people are fighting for that inclusion, and I think that's so amazing and important and such a help, honestly, for kids who are growing up. Because I know for a fact that if I had seen someone growing up who had the same condition as me on a TV show or a movie, and even if it wasn't the main character, still it would have felt like it was okay to be the way I was. So all this small stuff starts piling up, right? And after being reinforced into this belief time and time again, there was a time in my life when I was younger that if you would have asked if you could fix my ear by like snapping a finger, if I would get my ear fixed, I would have said yes. So if you're at that point and you feel that you rather change yourself and the way you are just because you're different and society has somehow told you that that is not the way you should be, then just know that you are not the only one. That I understand, and I definitely think that there are more people thinking that way right now. But I wanted to make this video because I wanted to show how I decided to look at things, how I decided to change my point of view, and how I choose to see things now. So here goes. Right now, if you ask me if I would change my ear and if I would have much rather be born without a Microtia, I would say no, because I learned to recognize all the good things my ear has brought into my life. Yes, being born with a birth condition definitely has its downside, but it also has perks and things that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise that make me who I am today, and I don't want to change that. So, since I don't want to change who I am, I won't consider my ear a mistake or a defect or something that needs to be fixed either. I won't lie, there are tough days where I wish I was normal and I had 2 years like everyone else, but I got through them. And despite all the hardships a birth condition can bring in many of the aspects in your life, it has also made me a person strong enough to get through those hardships, and has made me a person with enough drive to try and prove to myself that I can do what I dream of and that there is no limit to what I can do. And it has also given me that drive to make a change in the world, which I honestly don't think I would have if it wasn't for my ear. It has made me a more aware person and more conscious, and has taught me what really matters. It has made me a more empathic person, and has allowed me to relate and understand the people that are often the odd ones out, and has given me such a strong drive to fight for justice and inclusion and representation, which honestly is the only thing that gets me out of bed in the morning. And lastly, it has given me the chance to be the difference I want to see in the world, and to be able to inform people and fight for representation and inclusion with everyone I reach, whether it is through my channel or just in person. So yeah, my hair might look weird, but I wouldn't change it for the world. So here's my advice to you guys. If you ever feel sad or down about whatever makes you different, just stop for a minute and try to come up and think of the good things that it has brought. It might be hard to do at first, but just give it a shot. Start small. If you have a Microtia like me, maybe it can be something as small as, I don't know, being able to cover your ears to be in silence by just using one hand. The more you do it, the easier it will get, and not only that, you'll start to believe it more and more and see the good side. And even though there might be days where you feel that it's just too hard and you can't think of anything and everything sucks, just know that you're not the only one going through this. Trust me, there's many of us, even if it's not a Microtia. Everyone has their own insecurities and their own demons and things that they have to overcome. But just keep going, because honestly, you can do it. I know I'm not one to talk. I'm definitely not perfect, and I haven't been doing so great lately. But I think that's okay too. I'm giving it my best shot, and I won't give up. And I'll keep going as long as it needs to keep going, because I've got this, and you got it too. So yeah, that's it for the video. It honestly made me feel so good to just say it out loud. It honestly helped me out, which is weird. And I hope it does the same to you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out so much and it makes me so happy. Not only that, leave a comment down below telling me about your experience, any tips you might have about self-acceptance. If you want to talk to me about you and you need help from me personally, reach out. I've got my email and my Twitter down below. You can follow me or just send me a DM. I'm more than happy to talk and help you guys out. And lastly, if you know anyone who also has something that is making them feel insecure or down or sad, send this video to them and maybe it'll help them out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye.